24th of September, you're back in business with me, Harsha Subramaniam. After Alibaba's stellar listing in the United States, one stock that we are talking about today is homegrown Justdial. Stock has rallied, take a look at that, over 100%, nearly 110% in the last 1 year, 17% in the last 3 months. What's more, 48% of analysts on the streets, on the Bloomberg, have a buy rating on the stock, or continue to have a buy rating on the stock. So what's driving the rally? What are the company's plans? I have Priya Seth standing by to give us a sense of what's going on with this company. Priya.
Well, one company that's been reinventing itself over the last 1 year is Justdial, and in fact, its aggression can be demonstrated with the kind of services that it's offering. One of it is, of course, Search Plus, its online marketplace that it's introduced over the last 1 year. Of course, you can order services on this. You can order your food and groceries through the Search Plus service. Now, the next one that we will look at is scheduling services. Now, you can schedule a doctor's appointment, or you can even book a table at a restaurant through Justdial service. Also, ticketing and travel is another element that they have introduced as a part of Search Plus, where you can book your tickets via bus or via train on the Justdial website. Also, buying online. Now, remember that e-commerce is the biggest boom that's coming up in the marketplace, and of course, buying online is another thing that Justdial has introduced. Remember that Justdial only a search platform, but now it's slowly becoming into a search and transact platform. Now, about 20 services have been launched on Justdial, and 15 of these services are available on its mobile platform. And in fact, mobile is also another thing that Justdial is seeing as a big push going forward. But going ahead, it has tied out with several establishments. There are several SMEs and retailers who are available on its platform and are transacting services for the same. But looking forward at going global, it has in fact launched its UK, Middle East, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore. These are the international operations that it's planning to beef up going forward. But in India as well, there are several things that Justdial is doing. It is expanding its presence in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. It's going to go into Ludhiana, Jalandhar, Nagpur. There's several cities that it is tapping into. But of course, there are some key challenges associated with it. Larger e-commerce companies have the pricing power since they buy in bulk. So Justdial needs to tie up with more number of retailers to increase the bargaining power. Also, local retailers have an unorganized supply chain, so the last mile delivery becomes a concern. So these are a few challenges that Justdial will face. Now let's wait and watch what the management plans going ahead.
All right, let's pose all these questions to Ramkumar Krishnamachari of Justdial. He joins us live. Ramkumar, thanks so much for joining us on Bloomberg. Let me begin by asking you about your own outlook for growth. The stock has had a stellar run. I understand your previous quarters top line growth is quite healthy as well. What's driving business? You're transitioning from a search company to a transaction company as well.
Correct. So what's really driving our growth has been the entire ecosystem change which is happening in India today. If you notice, more and more consumers are getting on the internet. The smartphones have become affordable, and data plans have become cheaper. So the businesses, especially the small businesses, are realizing the importance of having an internet presence. And as a platform, we are one of the popular destinations from a consumer standpoint for whatever they need in terms of products and service. So it is imperative that businesses, especially small businesses, have an online presence and in a platform like Justdial. So it is our endeavor to sort of communicate and create awareness among the small business community, which is what we have been doing over the past 6 months to a year. Sort of deepen our penetration, increase our feet on street and sales force, create that awareness, make them aware of a platform like Justdial, and have their presence on our platform so that they can be discovered, and now they can also be transacted with the Search Plus. So growth has been great so far. I mean, we've had good growth in the first quarter, and trends and signs are looking good for Q2 as well. Right. And we believe that, I think, as a potential, we just scratch the surface.
Right. Ramkumar, I use Justdial, to call for restaurant numbers, for instance. But you're moving in a space where, let me look at stuff like travel, ticketing, buying groceries. I mean, aren't there already players in this space who are, niche specialists? Aren't you getting into space where the competition is quite high? Is there money to be made?
Sure. Please download my app. You will not call again. So, as far as see, we are a very user-focused company. I mean, we focus only on our users. We are not worried who is there, who is not there. We believe that user comes to me for all of these things to search. He comes to me searching for a nearest grocer or looking for a travel agent or looking for a flower, a florist, etc. So what I'm doing is extending that relationship, deepening that, and taking it to the next logical step that he already does post searching on my platform to enable him to perform that transaction. So if you look at ticket booking, it is a commoditized this thing. So to book a ticket, you just go to a single platform. The benefits of booking some of these commoditized transactions on a single platform is immense. Be it buying a grocery, scheduling a doctor's appointment, or buying a plane ticket, reserving a hotel, etc. We are making life easier to the consumer, having all his personal details stored in one place. He will be able to, all you have to do is download just one app.
Sure.
Today for cab, you have 4 different apps in Mumbai itself, each of them peddling their own app to download and book a cab.
Right.
So from a consumer standpoint, there is immense value for doing many of these routine things on a single platform, and that's our focus. So we believe that the consumers are going to discover that the value proposition of doing many of these things is immense. In the process, they are going to save time and money.
Right. Let me ask you this, Ramkumar. I understand that you're expanding internationally. What's the game plan there? What do you hope to achieve by expanding services in US or Canada or places like that?
Okay, it's very simple. I mean, many of the markets, including developed market, there isn't a just dial. You don't have a single place where you can find things and also transact on that. I mean, it's in a developed market, there are many verticals which have developed because they evolved earlier. But then in emerging market, it's completely pristine. There is no just dial, there's no horizontal play there in terms of searching, finding things. So hence, a potential for launching a just dial in this market is just, all you have to do is get the data, and we have the platform ready. And hence, we are launching in many of these countries. The idea is to have the users use our services in these countries and make sure that once our services are popular in these countries, and then think of monetization.
Sure.
We want to make sure just launch the service, and it's not going to involve high amount of investment. Just launching these services in our in these countries, and it will purely be an internet platform. So it will be a mobile and PC driven platform.
Sure. Ramkumar, I'm curious to know your own entry into the tier 2, tier 3 market. How much of access is happening on the mobile? And you spoke about the rise of smartphones and lower cost of bandwidth and so on. How much is all of this happening on the mobile?
Look, definitely things are changing, and if you look at a lot of these e-commerce companies, a lot of the orders which are coming to these companies are coming from non-50 cities, top 50 cities. That's the kind of sort of your consumer engagement that is happening in the tier 2, tier 3 cities as far as the online transactions are concerned. So you'll be surprised that a lot of our traffic has gone leaps and bounds in the tier 2, tier 3 cities on the internet platform. Now, how much of it is coming from mobile, it is very difficult for me to quantify that, but definitely the usage is growing in these tier 2, tier 3 cities, and it's only a question of us sensitizing the vendors to create an online platform to create awareness and have them on our platform so that they can be discovered and transacted. So our belief is that today there's a lot of pent-up demand for many of the consumer goods in tier 2, tier 3 cities, but then it's a question of availability. We believe that we can bridge that gap in terms of putting the seller across to the right, putting the buyer across to the right seller in these cities. So I believe that it's inevitable that the more than 40 million small medium businesses will need to have an online presence, and they need to have an pie of the online transaction. So rather than competing with these small businesses, enable them, and that's where the game is, and that's where the whole value proposition is. So we believe in the enabling game rather than competing with them.
Sure. I have one final question. Do you see, we've seen the announcement of Amazon and Flipkart making billions of dollars of investment. Do you see them as competition?
Look, definitely in the space of e-commerce, I think it's just started. The market is huge. There will be play for different business models to be there. As I mentioned, 99% of the commerce happens offline. 96% of the businesses don't have a website in India. We believe the delivery ecosystem or the fulfillment ecosystem already exists in India. We just have to leverage that. We are putting a differentiated marketplace game here where the consumers will see a value in terms of price discovery from offline stores real time. The vendors will see value proposition because they have a level playing field so that they can attract the same customers, online customers, and we get a small pie of the aggregated transaction that happens. So our focus is on the 98-99% offline transaction, offline commerce that happens in India, and enable that to have an online presence and get a small pie out of it.
Do you see yourself, lastly, Ramkumar, I know I'm running out of time, but do you see yourself not calling yourself Just Dial, because you're not about dialing anymore, isn't it?
It's about brand. I mean, we get this question frequently. You're online, and in fact, the dial itself is outdated. You don't dial anymore. So
sure, exactly. That's exactly
punch in the number.
Yeah.
So I think our brand is an 18-year-old brand, and it's something of a serious thought we have to give if you have to change it. But as of now, we are quite happy with it.
All right. JD, perhaps, no. Ramkumar, many thanks indeed for joining us with your perspective. Ramkumar Krishnamachari from Just Dial. That stock is one. That's the story of Just Dial for you. 1 year, the stock is up over 100%. It's been up in the last 3 months as well, and their business is looking optimistic. Up next, India makes